What's up, y'all? It's JC. If you're new, welcome to the channel. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. So last night was the NBA draft, of course, and I got to talk about the home team, the Washington Wizards, right? Had the sixth overall pick, and also, I believe, the 18th, but we'll get to that later. But it was a lot of leading up to the draft. It was a lot of, uh, you know, rumors that Ace Bailey, the wing out of Rutgers, was kind of setting himself up to maybe land in Washington. He didn't want to, from the rumors. Like, this is all speculation from the internet. He didn't want to land um in Utah. He didn't want to go to Charlotte. His preferred destinations was the Wizards or Atlanta. Those were the things thrown out there. And fifth overall pick, the Utah Jazz, sure enough, they took Ace Bailey. Now, if you watch the draft, of course, Ace is going to say all the right things, but people were reading into it. You saw some of his facial expressions. He had a stern look, right? But I'm not going to judge it. Sometimes that's just how people are. I know in certain situations when I'm out and about, uh, I got this face. I'm just focused. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. But Ace did not fall to the Wizards. But the Wizards did select Trey Johnson, guard out of Texas. Now, this is nothing to, look down on for the Wizards. I know a lot of fans had their high hopes on Ace, but Trey Johnson he's a dude, man. He can put the ball in the basket. He's a scorer. He could shoot that. He could shoot a tray ball. If I'm not mistaken, he led all freshmen in points per game this past season. Um, he Texas. I think they did get Texas did get to the tournament. If I'm not, I think they did get. If I'm not mistaken, I gotta go back a little. I don't, but they didn't. They didn't make it far if they did. But he still, helped lead that team to the tournament or close. It's close enough. But regardless, he's going to be a good piece for the Wizards, in my opinion. When you look at the landscape of the team, um, you got the young guys. When you look at the young guys, you got a Bub Carrington, you got and now Trey Johnson, you got a Alex Sarr, you got a George, you got a Bilal Koulibaly, right? You got a couple young guys, and then when you look at the vets that they brought in, you got Chris Middleton, you got C.J. McCollum, Marcus Smart, Kelly Olynyk. You got a bunch of you got the new school, and you got the old school, and I think this is going to be this is the right steps to take as the team is in a rebuild mode, right? All of those veteran guys that are named, they're on expiring deals. So this upcoming off season, not upcoming, next off season, they'll be unrestricted free agents. And who knows, even before the off season comes around next year, guys may be moved if they're playing well and a contender wants to add them, or they see value in those guys. You never know, these guys may be traded before the trade deadline this upcoming season. So that's something to look out for as well. And then with the 18th pick, I know the Wizards did some trades, or it may have not been 18, but their second pick in the first round of the NBA draft, they took Will Riley. He's a wing out of Illinois. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know much about Riley. I did a quick research on him. He it looks like he is like an athletic wing. He can bring some energy on defense, catch and shoot. So from what I read, and I believe he was sixth man of the year in his conference. So he could play. He it looks like he's a guy who can play. So we'll see. I'm sure he'll get the opportunity, whether that's in the G League. I'm sure he may spend some time in the G League, and of course, in rebuild mode that the Wizards are in. Sure he'll get PT in the regular season as well. So that's something to look forward to as well. And one thing I didn't know, when did the NBA? Am I tripping, or was it always a day one and a day two? I swear it used to be, just both rounds happen on one night, but maybe I'm wrong. Did they recently make that change? Let me know in the comment. Did they recently make that change? If I'm not tripping, but I like I like the directions of what the Wizards are going in. Like I said, you got the new school, you know, and then you got the old school. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think this team is a year or two away. Not no, I think I'm gonna say this. I think they're 2 years away of being like in, playing contention. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Of course, front office is pretty new. I think they came over what 2 years ago. So they're just getting their feet wet in terms of trying to turn around the organization. And I think they're headed in the right direction. Trey Johnson, you get a guy who can probably, it wouldn't shock me if he averages about, 13, 15 a game right off the bat. Um, if he's given, say he plays like 20, let's say he plays 25 minutes a game, 20 27 minutes a game. I can see him averaging, 13, 15 points in year one, and then he'll just keep elevating as the years go on. I think this is going to be a good get for the Wizards. So those are my thoughts in the comments. Let me know yours.